Taking over the globe and putting the fear in this. Delirious theories of a conspiracy lyricist.
Before we start the video, I'd like to apologize for disappearing again, and I'm sorry for the setup. It will be temporary, and I hope you guys like the new mask. You know, gold teeth, who doesn't like that? But enough about me. We're here to talk about our main man, Jack Stauber. I know him, you know him, everybody knows him.
Who is Jack Stauber?
He was on HBO. He does cool animations, retro animations that everybody loves, everybody enjoys. And you know what? He even got a shout out for my main man, Pizza Boy. You know, if I got a shout out from Pizza Boy, I would have lived. Jack Stauber as an artist has a very diverse songs that have this like retro VHS-y feeling to them. I don't know how to explain it. Listening to his songs are definitely an experience that I feel like everyone should take, just because I haven't heard anyone like him in the present era. And listening to his songs are definitely interesting, to say the least, because what's interesting about his songs is that they seem lighthearted and sweet, but they are dark. And I mean dark. So, you know, and there's one song that the first song that I listened to by him was a song called Baby Hotline. And for the last 5 years, I had no idea what it meant. And today, I think I figured it out. And I've seen this song from many angles, and I think the right angle is, I genuinely think that this song is about a woman who OD'd, and the person she was dating or was friends with calls a suicide hotline for a reason to live. And not only did the hotline hang up on him, but they left him on hold. Don't believe me? Let's look at the verses. On to the lyrics. Now for our first verse. Baby hotline, please hold me close to you. Baby flatline, still time to do it too. Baby snack time, chow down to earth. So we have the person calling the hotline. What we can only assume is the suicide hotline. He pleads the hotline to stay on the line with him. The baby flatline I can kind of interpret as the caller thinking that he has still time to save this person, that he doesn't seem too far gone, so he puts him on hold. Baby snack time line, I didn't really understand it, so please leave your comments telling me what you interpret as the baby snack time chow down to earth, because I genuinely have no explanation for it. But in your head, she's a hoarder of quarters, a no boundary boredom. So I like to interpret this as our main character kind of regretting what he said or what he insulted to the person he cared about, saying that she was a hoarder of quarters. And what I see that as is she was using every little cent, every little piece of money that she can get her hands on to support her bad addictions. And I also like to consider this as Jack Stauber using his retro style music, so hoarding quarters might also be a hint towards the old box phones that they used to use back in the day. I contend that your drinking eyes have never opened. I insist somebody will die, and I hate hoping. Wishing that the pills let you cry, and I hate coping. Someday I will go back in time and see her okay. So now we have the character of the song blaming himself for the whole incident. The line drinking eyes confirms that she is dead. I'd like to interpret as that. And the line I insist somebody will die is him hoping that he'll be the next to die. Wishing that the pills let you cry, I interpret that he's taking pills, maybe antidepressants, that's stopping him from having human emotions like crying, and he's hoping that the pills will let him cry. And the sad final line is his hoping that one day he'll go back outside and see the person that he cares about. Hung up and put on hold. Hotline, my line is getting cold. Hotline, I'll try again though. So the suicide hotline hung up on him and left him on hold, and he finally hits his breaking point in the line, it's getting cold. And then we hear a line that seems simple, but it's the I'll try again though. It's his final attempt to maybe like try again and find a reason for him to live. Is it even legal for the suicide hotline to hang up on you? Let's see, 1-800. Logic the rapper, is that you? Fuck that shit, man. Get off my phone. Baby hotline, please dial 92, get out. No flatline, what were you scared about? Baby sat by and felt the wind. So when you dial 9, from what I know, as what I researched, the practice of dialing 9 to get out an outside line on a landline phone originated as a way to prevent accidental calls to the outside world. It was implemented in many offices and hotel settings to ensure that internal calls within the organizations were inadvertently connected to external numbers. The practice helped to control the costs and manage that use long-distance calling, while the need for his practice has diminished with the widespread of landlines and, with the widespread of mobile phones. It has been used, but landline still use this method. No Flatline verse, I think, is his first attempted suicide that he did. The baby sat by verse I interpret as he sat by his love was taken away like the wind, like she was gone like the wind, basically. At least I called her a hoarder of quarters. Here, he is continuing to regret what he says. I feel numb, I've been burning with haste, I realize now what a terrible waste. So I think this is his second and final attempt to unaliving himself, and he realizes that holding out his death was a waste. Or this can be interpreted as him thinking that suicide was a waste and that he wasted his own life. Censor the suicide part, please. I don't feel like getting canceled. Sunbathe till morning time and your eyes will open wide. What a waste. Oh, baby, never mind. And my sight and oh, run and hide. So this verse confused me, but I think this is him thinking he was going to be with his love again, but that he's in a worse place than he was before. I can say, oh, wrap it with a cement. What about it? I've been dead. Oh, wrap that trouble now. I feel so good. Ring won't bend, and you did it. Think bent. Oh, I won't stay more anymore. Oh, I don't think about it. I put this whole verse together because I feel like the writer was trying to say that he's in peace with his death and that all his troubles went away. Oh, I don't hate hoping. These verses kind of tie in with the same thing I said earlier, but last time I left a verse out, I got yelled at by 50,000 people, so I'm putting all the verses in this one song. So the truth is, a lot of you are not going to be satisfied with the final part of this song because honestly, I'm not satisfied either. It doesn't really make sense because Jack Stauber wrote this song kind of in a Bohemian Rhapsody way. It's divided into many parts. The first part of the song it's supposed to be shocking. It's supposed to be like shocking. It was a cute little keyboard, and all of a sudden you're hit with a chorus, and it gets struck with a loud noise. This is the part where he mourns his lost partner, calling the unalive hotline. The unalive hotline puts him on hold, and it drives him to insanity, and I think that's why we get its part. It's supposed to shock you, it's supposed to disturb you, and a lot of artists have used this chorus for like animation memes, and they use disturbing content because it's shocking. It's supposed to shock you. The second part is the psychedelic part. It's supposed to make you feel like you're flying, like you're free, like, oh, this is release, and I think that's the person in this song feeling like a relief. Death is a release for him. And then we have the third part of the song where it seems like a ringtone melody, which continues his psychedelic psychosis. And in the final part of the song, we get this nice little guitar riff, dun, 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 and the guitar riff ends. And then we hear a phone call. The phone call is important because if you remember the verse, hung up and put on hold. So I think he was put on hold and then they hung up, but then they called him back. But there was nobody to answer. That's why you hear a ringtone at the end of the song. Why is there nobody answering back? Because he succeeded. He ended his life. So all you hear is that disturbing ringtone that just rings and rings. Nobody's there to answer because he finally did what he wanted to do. Whew. Well, that's a heavy subject. I hope you guys sleep nice at night. I know I will. Well, that's how I perceive the song. How did you perceive it? For more videos, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And if you didn't like my interpretation, leave your theories in the comments. And I will see you later. Adios.
Taking over the globe.